Happy Wednesday, Sooner Nation. Welcome to the Sooner Surge podcast that tells it like it is for our Wednesday night, 9:30 live show. Appreciate everyone who's already on this episode and those who will be joining us later. When we get started, hit the like as we go throughout this about an hour long, 45 minutes to an hour long. Make sure you're hitting the like at least once in your viewing time here with us tonight. Also, do us a favor, check out the fan stop at thefanstop.com. We have Jim Nagy on the graphic because Jim Nagy is really what is the talk of Norman, of a lot of people right now. Big news today. Nico sounds like 1.75 mil, maybe at the top of it. So just going to say it right now. Jay was dead wrong and I was dead right, which is the case often. So I think Jay's got some news that he'll let everyone know. He'll let everyone know in a few minutes kind of what he's going to do because he never would take the bet, probably because he wasn't very confident in his prediction. I, for one, said I would get a horns tattoo. I would do whatever he said, shave my head. I would do everything. So I was very confident, and it looks like I won on that one. Jim, my way or the highway, Nagy. Jen, prayers out to you as you're going to have knee replacement. It looks like April 21st. We'll keep you in our prayers. My dad's been through that a couple times. It's a road of recovery. You've got to take the therapy really serious, but we'll be praying for you. News today, Jay, several things. But before we get to that, I'll let you kind of speak on the Nico stuff and things.
I don't think anything's official, but it sounds like he's not going to get $4 million.
Not even close.
So I would be dead wrong on that. And
you remember when I yodeled, Jay?
Yeah.
Yodelay, yodelay, yodelay. I was right. It was dropping all the time.
Hey, I think it's interesting that all the teams kind of backed off. I like it kind of, but he's not going to get the $4 million. So as I said, I did take a bet. I did say I would do clown. So I will dress as a clown on Friday night. I think it's going to be Friday night. So,
all right.
I will be getting a clown outfit on Friday. What? You can call me Bozo. Well, what's my clown name? Go ahead and tell me. What's my clown name?
Bozo's perfectly fine with me, Jay.
No, that's a real, there's a real Bozo the clown. Let's make my own name.
Okay. We'll think of one. Hey, Jay, look, sounds like there's a lot of rumors. I know people were talking in the Discord today. Right now, OU's lost Sam Franklin, and today they lose a safety, a DB. So I don't think there's any shock. Was there for you, Jay?
No. Like I said the other day, nothing's going to shock me in this portal when the guys enter. It's just not. So it is what it is. You try to get better. Here's the thing. Yeah, Alaska entered. You try to get better. Whoever enters, you try to get a better player to come in.
I like Alaska's size, but it's not going to hurt you this year.
Is he going to play?
Not this year. Peter Shue.
Yeah, Pete Shue. Yeah.
Jay, Tatum and Gibson next, according to Greg God, which is probably according to something he's read, but I don't look. I'll buy the Jaden Gibson. I'm not buying the Tatum stuff yet.
Why?
He might very well enter. I'm not buying it yet, but he might enter. Why? He might enter.
Why? Why would you not buy it?
Well, the baseball thing, I'd have to hear kind of how it's going on that. I thought Chester, I agree. I thought Javonte Barnes would make more sense to enter the portal myself. How many years does Jaden Ott have, Jay?
1.
Right. So I don't see why Tatum would leave just now, but hey, he might.
Well, Jeremy, I'm not there at practice to know
what goes on. Like if he does, he does. It's not, it's not the end of the world.
Right. You got to. It
hurts. It hurts more than losing to Jaden Gibson.
Well, I don't know of everything, but I see what Greg God said. He does because he doesn't want to, Jay. What do you mean?
Hey, Greg God, when you say struggling mentally, what do you mean by that? That's what I'm curious.
I think what it means. Jaden Ott's your home run hitting running back.
Yeah.
Jaden Ott's the guy.
Jaden Ott's him on that. Colin says, you think Jim
I saw something where they listed the top SEC running backs for this year, and they had Jaden Ott number 1.
Yeah, I saw someone, Colin, put that. Colin said, do you think Jim has a list of players he wants to try to get, or does he wait for people to enter? No, I think, look, he's got a whiteboard in his office that's got a lot of players on it. I like the size of Jaden Gibson, Coconut. I like the size of other guys maybe as well. I mean, look, a 6'5" guy would be great to have, but one, how healthy is he? 2, do you wait around and see if he's going to be himself, or do you go get someone else?
I agree with Greg here. I've said this for a week now. I think with the injuries they have with Giovanni Gibson, if Jaden Gibson, even if he was at OU, he had to set back as far as an injury. We haven't seen a lot of him play because of injuries and other things. I do think in the portal, if OU's going to get a wide receiver, I would like somebody with some size.
I agree.
I think so.
Hot came in hurt. Like, he's not hurt right now, but he's battled some injuries.
Yeah, last year he did. And Sooner fan, Carry-On is tall. Carry-On's got size. I like Carry-On. He's just very young. I like him. To me,
curious on this comment, Greg God, and maybe you'll call in tonight. I'd love to hear your voice tonight. Came in expecting to be the guy, and when he got to OU, realized he was just a guy and struggled a lot. Look, I'm not going to say that Taylor Tatum's just a guy. Now, he didn't start last year. He did play as a freshman. He struggled. He struggled mightily with ball security. I'm not ready to say he's just a guy. And when you say struggled a lot, are you talking mentally? Are you talking like physically? I'm just very curious on what you're meaning by the take.
Not sure, Jeremy. I mean, I don't know. He's just telling you what other people are saying, Jeremy. That's what he's telling you. Okay. So, seems like only healthy Gibsons are guitars.
Yeah.
They said he isn't getting any playing time in baseball. That's correct. I don't know.
Why would he? He's a true freshman.
I think Tatum's a guy that could be good down the road, but it may not be at OU though. I mean, it just might not. And that's, I mean.
Hey, 918 Nate, I don't think is 918. I think it's a different person.
Yeah, it is. It's a different person. I mean, that's fine.
918 Nate is not 918 because 918 usually doesn't have personal attacks. 918 Nate is. So.
Max says Tatum, but yeah, I mean, I think he could be good if he you know what? He was a true freshman. He came in July last year, whatever it was. He didn't have a whole lot of prep time. So
I'm not ready to say he's a Jag. And I'm with you, Clark. I'm with you, Clark. I hope that Ott can be 100%. Like, foot injuries are no joke.
Yeah, I agree. I'd like for him to be 100%.
So if he does come to OU, if he does go to OU and he's healthy all year, are we going to say the medical staff is better than California's? Or
who? If he does, if he goes to OU, he's going to OU.
When he goes here, if his foot
you said if
he's at OU and he doesn't have any injuries.
Oh, okay. Sooner Cowboy says OU's thinking about taking Javonte Cook. What are your thoughts on that, guys and gals? Colin says, let's say you are the college football commissioners. What is the first thing you're changing about our current college football world? Ooh, that's a really good question. I'd have to think about it, see what the most important thing would be. Damon says no to Cook or Cozart. We have not gotten any real production on receivers in 2 seasons.
The massive tight end, Tanner Kozoyol, whatever his name is, however I pronounce it, he's in the portal again. He's only been at Wisconsin like 2 months. What's going on?
What are you talking about?
The big tight end from Wisconsin that came from Illinois State.
The tight end, I don't think OU is going to go after that tight end.
No, all I was saying is he went to Wisconsin. He was there like 2 months, and he's leaving again. Like, please.
Damon says too soft. Cook isn't the side they are looking. EJ likes Bridges, apparently. I'd be totally down for Trajan Bridges. I
The
saw
Keon Brown stuff, Jay. What about the Keon Brown stuff? It's kind of
Trajan Bridges officially entered the portal. What?
The Keon Brown stuff has kind of gotten quiet. Hush, hush.
They said soft and struggling as power forward
Who?
talent. I think you're talking
Who?
about the tight end, Jerem. We don't know how much he's getting. I don't know, but not $4 million. I think I saw where UCLA was going to stick by their guns and maybe 1.5 or 2. Maybe he's getting less than he was making at Tennessee.
It's funny that the parents now come out and say it was the offense, it wasn't money. Bull
Yeah,
crap.
that's
It was
they're
money.
back.
It was
They're
money.
back,
It was money until it was money until it's not money, and then you're going to say it's something else. Please, 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 please stop.
Sooner says $3 million. Yeah, not quite there for.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about the graduating thing. I mean,
yeah. So phones are not open yet. We'll open them in a minute, Okie. How do you know that, Jerm? Ron says. I don't know what he's asking. How do you know what?
I don't know it. It's an opinion, Ron. I give them every night.
You got your pink pastel on tonight.
I don't know it for a fact. However, what is UCLA running offensively that's so different than Josh Heupel, who's way more of a mastermind than UCLA? Josh Heupel can coach offense. What are we talking about? What was wrong with Tennessee's offense? They take shots downfield. Milton had no problem with their offense.
What are your thoughts on the Colorado jersey retirement? We were going to talk about it the other night. We never did.
I have no idea about it, Jay. I don't know.
They retire in Shadur Sanders and Travis Hunter's jersey. Nobody else can wear the number.
Okay. They get to do what they want. It's not a surprise. I mean,
I think my biggest problem is
Deion's son and his other son.
That's fine if they want to start that, but I would say like guys like Cordell Stewart, who didn't get their jersey retired. I mean, Rashawn Salam. I mean, there's been some really good Colorado players.
Hey, Jay.
And so I don't mind. Like Hunter won the Heisman. I don't have a problem. He won the Heisman. What did Shadur Sanders win, though?
Not much.
I get Travis Hunter. I mean, Travis Hunter's one of the best athletes to play in a long time, and he won.
Ryan Clark had an interesting take on Travis Hunter.
What's that?
He said, if you're drafting him to play receiver, he's not a top 3 receiver. If you're drafting him to play corner, he's not a top 3 corner. Only if you're going to play him both ways would you draft him top 3.
I think he's pretty dang good.
That was the quote paraphrase. Hey, Jay. Yeah, a lot of things coming up with Thursday. You got Good Friday. You got Easter. Hey, Jay, I'm taking my kids to sing King of Kings. You heard of that?
Yeah. Dalpo said it's good. Dalpo said it was good on here.
We're going to it.
When are you going? Friday?
It depends on the weather, man. It's supposed
Are
to
you
be
out of school on Friday?
No, we had last Friday off. We don't get Good Friday.
Okay. And I agree with you, Greg. The retiring Hunter's jersey, Heisman Trophy, okay. But Sanders, Okie says water under the bridge there.
No pun or pun intended. Pun or pun, whatever you want to say. Water under the bridge. I don't think it's water under the bridge. I think it's a guy that they probably want to go after. Jay.
Kenneth said they hired Indiana's offensive coordinator at UCLA. That's a difference. Did I miss that?
Okay. I mean,
did I miss that?
Again, Josh Heupel is no slouch when it comes to offensive coordinator.
I don't think they hired Shannon, did they? Mike Shanahan?
No, it wasn't Shanahan.
I didn't think he left Indiana.
Maybe it was someone on their staff. 918 says it was the quarterback coach.
Oh, okay. Now that makes more sense. Okay. That makes more sense. I thought you were talking about Mike.
Ron's saying it's bridge over troubled water. Maybe it's London Bridge.
Falling down?
Maybe it's Norman Bridge is falling down.
There's a lot of songs that have the bridge in it. Bridge over troubled waters.
You've said one that's been mentioned. Name another one that hasn't been mentioned. Go.
I don't know what all.
This is typical, Jay. There's a lot of songs with bridge in the title. Name one, Jay. Well, bridge over troubled water. Well, that one's already been said, Jay. There's a lot. So give me another one. I can't really think of one right now. Jeez. Clown.
Well, I will be on Friday, so. Will be on Friday.
And there's Matt. The most hyperbolic statements of the night will always go to Matt Rhodes. Congratulations, Matt. You win the hyperbolic statement of the night.
There you go.
Did we get another portal player from St. John's? That was from St. Joe's. No one from St. John's, correct?
St. Joe's. It's St. Joe's, the guard, Brown. Xavier Brown, I think. But did he actually commit? I haven't been on my phone for 5 hours, so I don't know.
I haven't heard if he committed, Jay.
I mean, he's going to. It sounds like they're going to get him and then the assistant coach that's basically been part of that,
Bridge over a river Kwai. Okie Long guy, you may say they're not going after Trajan Bridges, and maybe they're not. I beg to differ. I think what do you mean going after him? Okie Long guy, do you think there's been talks? Yeah, I do. I think there's been talks. I think one or two parties have reached out. Maybe both of them, maybe just one, but there has been talk. So I would say that maybe they are at least pursuing, which I would say is going after.
Now, Mark says he's not a big fan of the rat poison in the media, national media pumping him up. You know what? I don't think it's not like this is OU that's been to 4 straight playoffs and you got to worry about people talking to them. This would be a team that hasn't done much in 3 years. And I kind of like that they're being pumped up, honestly. So.
Okay. No, nothing's in a tight wad. Okay. The only thing that's in a tight wad is my bicep muscle. That's it. Jeez.
What? Wow. Did you tear it? Did you tear it?
Oh.
Did you tear it?
No. Tight wad. Right there it is. See that wad? That's it.
I did see it. That's what I'm asking. Did you tear it?
Yeah, I said it, Hunter. I said it, Hunter. Open the phone lines right now. Open the phone lines. Let's get
open them up.
We got look, a lot of things, because I think the next 4 days there's going to be a whole lot of activity going on. It's almost like Ghostbusters, except of ghost activity. It's going to be portal activity. Maybe we should get some quote instead of "he's sliding me." We do something else when OU lands a portal guy with Nagy, something like a Ghostbusters thing, a portal. Strong portal activity with Jim Nagy, and he can. I'm going to come up with something, Jay.
Hey, and 918. This is what I was talking about earlier. That's the list I saw too. I thought that was interesting. Hey, one thing I want to mention. I didn't mention it last night. I see Keith's comment. What's up, Keith? How you doing tonight? What's up, guys? What was decided about a possible game or series with Oklahoma State? Nothing. They're not going to do it. But here's the thing. I have to say this. Mike Gundy, for him of all people to be pumping up a spring game this Saturday, I think it's absolutely hilarious.
It's hilarious.
Mike Gundy loves attention, and he's only doing this because everyone else, like OU and other teams, canceled it. He's like, you know what? I'm going to try to do it because he's the one that's canceled the last few years. He's only doing it because other teams are like, yeah, I'm going to cancel. Okay, we're going to do it then.
Yeah, he wants to be that guy.
He wants to be that guy.
What are you hesitant on? Are you hesitant because he's coming back from an injury, and 2 years ago is when he had his best year? Or are you hesitant because you think Xavier Robinson might be the better option? Or are you hesitant because
health
talent?
It's health. It's his health.
Here's one thing I would say. Do you really think, and look, I think Jim Nagy crosses all his T's, dots all his I's, make sure there's punctuation at the end of every sentence, whatever you want to say. He does it all. I don't think he's going to go get a guy and pay for a guy at a running back position if there's a whole lot of risk there, me personally. But I don't know. To sit the bench in a boot. No, Ron, he's not. He's going to start at the University of Oklahoma unless something drastic happens. And to me, Jim Nagy came in and said, guess what? Desperate times calls for desperate measures. So we're going to go get some starters out of the portal.
Anybody today nationally enter the portal that surprised you or no?
Not that I recall, Jay. I was trying to look at the list. I didn't get a chance to really go down through it.
Yeah, wide list. I mean, it's a big list. So
yeah, phone lines open.
Extra bet less, not as good as P Ryan. Ott is not as good as Mixon. Well, you're talking about. I mean, P Ryan and Mixon.
Okay, maybe Ott's not a Joe Mixon. Fine, be a Kennedy.
Those
Brooks.
are two NFL running backs. I mean,
be a Kennedy Brooks. I'm good with that. Be a Ramondre Stevenson. Be an Eric Gray.
Yeah, they need some guys. They got to have some guys that they get out of the portal actually be contributors and key contributors. And this Ott needs to be one of those guys. So
Madrano said there's the truth and then there's your truth. I don't know who he's referring to.
I think it's with the chat. The chat's hopping tonight. Kennedy Brooks.
Hey, I'm not Chester, I'm not comparing him to anyone. I'm saying be that type of guy, yardage wise, consistency, ball security. That's what I mean. I'm not saying you got to be that guy. Just in those three areas: yardage, consistency, ball security. There you go.
Hey, right now, if you had to pick on this team coming up for Oklahoma, give me in no particular order who are your three running backs that you play.
Well, right now it's Ott, Robinson, and Tatum.
Not Barnes.
Well, no, Barnes is Sawchuk's going to be the third.
So you think Barnes will be fourth?
No, I think Barnes would be fifth if Tatum was there, but it sounds like a lot of people are thinking Tatum's done.
So, I mean, Barnes, man, I
Barnes
don't know.
isn't going to be there, Jay, unless he just wants to stick it out for loyalty. Like, I cannot see a world in which he's playing over those guys.
I'm with Gray God and I'm with 918 here. I think those are your three.
And Zias. Wait. Not with Zias. Zias has Barnes.
No, I think Sawchuk. I think this offensive scheme that Arbuckle's going to run, I think it's going to fit Sawchuk's running scheme, the way he runs better. I just think it will. But we'll see. We'll find out. You know what? I'm a fan. I'm not a coach. I don't know any better. I don't know. So I'm just giving you my opinion. Who's the better back, Barnes or Woodchuck? I don't know. Chuck says not Tatum.
Hey, guys, FanStop website there is thefanstop.com. They have a great shirt of the month package, 3 of them actually. You can sign up for the short sleeve one a month. You can sign up for one package that'll give you some hoodies during the winter months or crew necks or long sleeves. You choose the package that suits you best. You'll get a new shirt each and every month. It'll be a different design. If you sign up by April 20th, which is 4 days away, you'll also get the May Shirt of the Month Club. You'll start in May and get the Memorial Day Special Shirt of the Month, which is a kind of dark greenish Memorial Day Classic shirt that will be shipped to you in May. You'll also get the Welcome Shirt as soon as you sign up within 2 days. So it's 2 shirts by May. Sign up for the Shirt of the Month Club. Use code SURGE. Get 10% off your first 3 months. I think the phone lines are open. If they're not, Hunter will do it, but I think he put it in there.
They're open.
They're open. We're ready to hear from you. Come one, come all. Let's listen to it. Can't wait for the boys of fall.
And you know what? 918, you put it good here. I mean, it is a business. As much as and do you think the Nagy stuff
it helps DeMarco, it helps BV.
It takes a little bit of pressure off that.
You need someone who can just say, okay, I'm going to make the decision for you. I'm going to make the decision for you. You know, a lot of families need that. We need that in our family a lot. Hey, where do you want to eat? Chick-fil-A.
Who makes the decision?
Chick-fil-A, Sonic, McDonald's. You know what? No, we're going here, period. Like it or lump it.
Who makes the decision in your family?
It's me usually.
Really?
Yes. It's me. Unless the wife then says something, we got to go with the wife. I mean, I'm the head of the family. She's the neck. I wear the pants. She just tells me which ones to wear. Okay, that's how it works.
Let's get to Greg. What's up, Greg? How are you tonight?
Two doing, fellas?
Good.
Great.
You?
I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain. So I'm nervous. So we got Ott. He's awesome, on paper, and we've seen him be awesome. But if a guy struggles with kind of nagging, repetitive injuries coming to OU, and I hate to be like that conspiracy theorist type of guy, but at OU, when a guy gets injured, he doesn't seem to come back. Think of Gibson. Think of all our other skill position guys. Like, why do we continually struggle with that? Why can we never get a guy healthy? And if Ott's injury prone, that makes me concerned because we just don't have the track record of getting people healthy. Am I crazy to say that?
No,
I don't know.
Well, I think it's going to be very interesting. And I think this year we're going to find out on some guys. I mean, you look like, let's just, I mean, we don't know if people are saying Jaden Gibson might transfer. If he does, what does he do? Nick Anderson transferred. What does he do? Does he have problems staying healthy at LSU, or does he tear it up and destroy and just be really good? So it's going to be interesting to see some of these guys that aren't at OU, how they, Bauer Sharp wasn't injured. I'm trying to think who else has been injured and there's been a lot of guys, like you said, like Barnes has been injury seems to kind of just bite him. I mean, you could go down. Farouk was a guy too that was a guy that kind of got injured.
He was, and I see the comment by Kyle about ankle sprains are very common. A lot of guys, but here's the look. There is part of a concern, and here's it is. Jaden Ott had an ankle injury. Now, 2023, Jaden Ott was unbelievable. The yardage was like 1,200 something, 1,300, whatever it was, unbelievable. Last year, though, he had it early on in the season. He had an ankle injury. He missed a couple games because of it, and then the rest of the year, he just wasn't the same. Similar to what things have happened at OU. Now, you have to probably think and guess, okay, that ankle injury should be healed by now. Maybe he was trying to play on it, but I'm with you. I mean, maybe this will prove to some that maybe if he does play, that the medical staff isn't as horrible as people thought. I don't know.
I mean, I hope you're right. I hope all of our players and whoever we're bringing in come back, recover from their stuff fully and are incredible. But, you think of a guy like Austin Stogner, who was incredible when he originally came to OU, gets injured, and was never the same player after that when he went to South Carolina and then back to Oklahoma. So, again, I got my tinfoil hat on over here. But,
yeah.
Anyways. Oh, if maybe I missed it and I wasn't on one night, but what were y'all's thoughts on the Crimson Combine? It seemed like kind of a bad turnout. Did y'all talk about that at all?
Greg, here's what I said. Here's what I said about the whole thing. It wasn't great. However, as a dad of three boys, if I could have gotten my 15, 10, and 7-year-old, if they didn't have other soccer events and other things, and our dad wasn't going through stuff, and I could have taken them to that, and they would have gotten all the autographs and been on Owen Field, like, I think we would have gone away saying, man, that was a cool event. But for just the fan who's wanting a lot of action, no. But for maybe parent and kids and stuff, I could see where it could be a good thing. But that's it. Yeah.
I don't know. You got to find something that strikes the balance between, something kids are going to like and then something everyone else is going to like. If it's not going to be just a straight up spring game, who knows if we'll ever do that again. But
I agree. And I'm interested to see what happens in Stillwater this week and see how many show up to that, because Mike Gundy says he's doing a spring game. So $25 a person, I think. So we'll see who shows up to that.
There's going to be more people that showed up for that Cross Canadian Ragweed concert over the weekend than what you're going to have for the football.
Easily. That's right. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Greg.
Always. Greg. Have a good one. Bye.
Have a good night. Hey, let's get to Okie. Okie's on the line. What's up?
Well, first, Mike Gundy actually introduced Cross Canadian Ragweed as Cross Canadian Ragsdale. Did you guys hear that?
Really?
I did not.
He said, "Hello, Stillwater. Give it up for Cross Canadian Ragsdale."
Maybe he was a little bit under something. So
hey, I gotta ask you something, Okie. Last night you called in. We kind of disagreed on some things, and if I remember right, you said you don't know if you can be a fan of OU football. You may have to stick to baseball and basketball. Is that right?
Yes.
Tell me.
Still feeling the same way?
No, your reasoning was because of the portal, right? Because you were like, OU just needs to keep getting Oklahoma guys in high school recruiting, right?
Making them a priority.
Okay, well, basketball, it's almost all transfers other than Dayton Forsyth. Baseball, I mean, isn't Kyson Witherspoon a transfer? Isn't a lot of guys on that team a transfers for Skip?
Okay, fine. You guys got me. It's okay.
I'm just saying,
it's all right.
No, I'm just saying, I think
No, I think maybe I'm okay with the portal. But what I'm not okay with is this whole agents, negotiations.
Well, I don't love that either, Okie, but since it's money being dealt out, everyone's going to have an agent. They have to.
They need it. Well, okay, here we go. I actually typed this out on paper. Listen.
Oh,
like a teacher.
Okay,
like a good, solid teacher would do. You understand this, Jay, right?
Jay doesn't, but
Jeremy. Sorry, Jeremy.
Yeah, I understand it.
Okay. And by the way, we are actually out of school on Friday.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'll be coming to your school and maybe paying you a visit, bring you some lunch or something, maybe.
I don't eat lunch because I'm on lunch duty every day. But
oh, again, there you go again. Now just saying, no, it's okay. You don't see, man, you are the hardest guy to ever have lunch with. Now, Jay, he lived on the other side of the country and still came to OU game. We met up and said hi. And you live like 10 minutes away from where I live, and you're like, it's okay.
It's not 25 minutes. Trust me, I'm a hard guy I am a hard guy to try to set something with because I can barely set a time to even be with my family. We got so much going on. Okay. Hey, let's hear your take.
Okay. So answer me this. If college football is becoming semi-professional, let's not call it college football. I mean, when's the last time you heard a player talk about his degree? Let's just have colleges around for those who want to seek a career, not sports related. The semi-pro athletes aren't even connected to the university. Thoughts?
Well, I think it is I think education with a lot of players isn't the main thing, but I still think it's important for a lot of the players. It's just not the main thing. I mean, everybody that goes to OU, if they go there 4 years, they're going to get a degree.
Can we be honest with something?
They're going to get a degree.
Okay, I'm going to be flat out honest with you.
Okay, honesty is the best policy.
Because I'm transparent. But back in the 80s and 90s, you never heard players say, yeah, I'm majoring in restaurant management, or I'm majoring in athletic and physical therapy. No one said it. You know where you saw it? On the bottom of the screen on the college football channel when it showed what their major was. That's the only time you ever heard anyone talk about their major.
When they introduced the players, they put the major up next to on the profile.
What do they do now? Are they putting their major now? Or does it say how much million they're making in NIL? It's not saying their NIL deal on the screen.
When's the last time you've heard them talked about OU talking about leading in merit scholars?
Oh, you always hear the academia people talking about that.
Maybe I'm on the wrong side of things here, but
are you watching OU football for merit scholars?
Honestly, I'm going to say this. I love education and stuff, but I could care less how many OU merit scholars are, as long as OU's winning football games.
I agree, Jay. This isn't. I mean,
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, what is your thoughts about leaving the universities for those who want to seek a degree, not sports related, and then the athletes, they're under a completely different umbrella. They're not even.
You're saying the athletes don't go to school at all, no college?
I think it's going to come to a time when guys don't even have to go to classes anymore.
They already are. There's some already not going to class, but
I think I don't think it'll come to that. I don't think it's never going to come where there's a whole separate league and they're not part of the university. I don't think it's ever going to go to that.
You can say that for a fact?
I'm pretty confident it's not going to go to minor league baseball.
It already is.
It's not going to do that. It's never going to go that far. They're going to have rules in place. It's not going to go that far.
As long as they're at a university, you have to attend classes a certain number of hours, you cannot play football.
When's the last time you've heard him talk about eligibility?
No one
Never.
ever talks about eligibility.
Well, and I think 918's got a good point here.
Eligibility is if someone's ineligible. That's how it works.
Okay, 918's got a good point. University would suffer because of the money. They'd lose a lot of money without athletics.
That's probably good. That's probably
Okie,
understandable.
you know when you hear about eligibility in high school? When someone's ineligible. No one talks about eligible kids. They talk about the ineligible kids.
Well, this was the point I was going to say. Well, I'll hold that thought until tomorrow, because I have another thought that I want to run by you.
Wait, let's have it tomorrow night. And listen, I'm going to send you 3 days within the next 12 that I can meet up. Choose one. I'll make it happen.
Okay,
We'll
how about the
Raja Jacks, or we'll hit up S&B Burger, or we'll do one of those, or we'll find a place somewhere in between.
I thought there's a Ken's Pizza still in Sapulpa.
Absolutely is the OG.
Okay, then we're hitting Ken's Pizza. I'd love Ken's Pizza, and we're going to make it happen, okay?
I'll give you 3 days. You choose one.
All right, sounds good.
All right, see you, Okie.
Thanks. Have a
Bye-bye.
good night, man.
Let's get to Jackson. He's fumbled the StreamYard link more than Taylor Tatum and Jalil Farouk combined. He can't read the link. He's about as poor as reading that as Jackson Arnold and Michael Hawkins were last year at reading defenses. Now let's hear what he's got to say.
Hey, Jeremy, before you speak, it would be nice if you would know the facts, because whenever you join the stream late, you can't scroll all the way up in the chat to see the link the first time.
But even if it's pinned?
Yes, even if it's pinned, it doesn't show up.
What's on your mind tonight, Jackson?
Sorry, Jackson.
You guys know last night I was here to Sunshine Pump. Asked for the link. It wasn't sent, and then I had to leave. I had to handle some stuff. So, but, I'm here to say, Jeremy, what are you doing, dude?
Go ahead.
You're ridiculous. But, I'm just here tonight to say that Jim Nagy, he's him. If you can call someone him right now in Oklahoma, I think Jim Nagy's that guy. I think the additions of Jake, is it Michaela and Jaden Ott? Jaden Ott, you talk about a potential, I don't want to go as far as all SEC back, but a potential top 5 back in the SEC. I think Oklahoma, they got that guy. Now, I know there's been a lot of speculation about is another running back going to transfer or not. We're going to have to wait and see on that, but I think with the addition of Jaden Ott, that and Jake Michaela, it makes me even more higher on what this Oklahoma team can do going into next year.
Well, there's no doubt that the 2 portal gets thus far are really high on portal rankings across the country.
Needs.
So, yeah, I don't think anyone who says, well, these aren't good. No one can say these aren't good portal gets. You can't.
Absolutely. And I think I don't think Oklahoma's done. We're just going to have to wait and see if any more guys decide transfer. Jim Nagy, SGA, and David Payne are him in Oklahoma. That's facts, Coconut Greg. But I think it'll just be interesting to see what all Oklahoma does the rest of the way. I know there was the talk about the wide receiver that entered, was it yesterday, from an FCS school? I don't know his name, but you guys know what I'm talking about. We've been talking about in the Discord. But it'll be interesting to see if Oklahoma maybe goes and gets that guy. But outside of that, I think this Oklahoma team next year, I think you've seen it just nationally too. There's a chance that Oklahoma can be very, very good next year.
We'll see. Jackson. I'm gonna wait and see.
I don't see why you can't think they might not be. They're going to be better. They're going to be better.
I think they're going to be a good team. We'll see how many wins they get.
I think it's going to be interesting to see what Oklahoma does it the rest of the way, whether it's a tight end, as I said here, or a cornerback, or maybe they get a defensive lineman.
You don't need an interior offensive lineman again. You just got one. I saw someone say they got to get a center. They got one.
Yeah, and he's a center hybrid guard too, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But I think Oklahoma, I'm excited for next season. They have a really tough schedule, but I think Oklahoma now, they have a lot more ammo to go and play with these top-tier teams in the SEC than what they had last year.
Yeah, we'll find out soon enough, man. Hey, we got to get to the next caller, Jackson.
See you guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jackson. Hey, this is the one that This is Will, who everyone wanted to hear more of. Here's Will.
How y'all doing? My favorite podcast show.
What's up, man? How are you?
Man, nothing. That long day, another long day. Man, listen. I'm answering the question. He need to go and get more players. Like I'm just in this mode right now where I'm. It's cliche, bittersweet with me, because it's just been every time I expected them to just do something, they didn't have numerous of rosters where they shoulda, coulda, woulda. I really feel like they could really do it this year, but I still feel like they need to go get another corner.
Yeah,
They, if there is there's a lot of linebackers out there. I know they're high on Kip Lewis and Kobe McKenzie, but I've been seeing them at times where last year they just wasn't big enough to get down and through there. Which if you see playmakers right now, you just can't afford it. You can't afford it. And I heard you say something about the expectations of this team is 8 wins, regardless you're a Sooner fan or regardless you're not or whatnot. I'm a diehard. I'm never going to settle for that, and I'm gonna be real with you. If that head coach wants to have a job next year, 8 to 9 wins is not going to get it done. If he's not competing at least for a playoffs, you didn't sign the number one quarterback, right? You didn't got the number one. There's no excuses. That offensive line, there's at least 3 5-stars that's on that offensive line. I believe that's sophomores. You've been hearing about it in the season. I'm I feel like the way they practice too, it's no brainer. I feel like the reason why they get hurt so much is because just how they practice. You don't hear no other colleges, what I'm saying, going through injuries like that, because you hear other players say in pregame like how hard they practice, how physical it is. So I feel like numbers need to be there regardless, especially for receivers in skill positions. You know what I'm saying? So he need about 3 or 4. I'm going 3 or 4 more receivers, probably a corner or a D tackle or a linebacker. That's just me, because you just can't afford no excuses next year.
Well, and the thing is, you hear this. This is what you hear all the time, right here. You hear this all the time. Well, if they go get this guy, what if this guy decides he wants to transfer? Well, you got to go get guys who, if there's a guy in the portal that you think would help your team, you go try and get him.
My last thing, if I'm a head coach, because I heard somebody say that yesterday on here, and I've been hearing about it. Everybody's always crying about if you get too many good players, then they're gonna go hop in the transfer portal. Listen, I said this and I said this yesterday. I said this when this first started. Don't blame coaches and don't blame fans. Don't blame when fans booing you. Blame the NCAA, because they opened up this transfer portal. You have to be ready. There's no more time for like back in the day where you could be that freshman, sophomore, and you can get it in the junior. Like, you got to be a Ryan Williams. You got to be that receiver that's at Ohio State. You don't have time to get on campus no more. That's not expectations for people no more. So if you are a player, so no disrespect to Javonte Barnes, because I know that y'all don't disrespect players on here, but let's be real. You're going into your senior year. You have not rushed for over 1,000 yards. Granted, injuries, granted, horrible hires, but that's insane. That's like not OU football. We have not been in contention since the man himself that is running down USC. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to keep making it seem like he's the blame. These are Brent's players. So rather, you know what I'm saying, you got 7-5 is unacceptable. It is
7-5 will never be acceptable.
And at the end of the day, I'm used as growing up. I'm 27, growing up watching OU. So I didn't see the CD Westbrooks, even the Landry Jones. I'm used to at least my team being a top 10 team before the season at least ends. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am not used to people not talking about us in recruiting. I'm not used to people not talking about us around New Year's 6 or any of that playoffs. So if I'm Jim Nagy, whatever his name is, if I'm Nagy, I am going after players. I am literally about to turn myself into, because you see what you got to do. You can't be a mediocre roster and think you're going to compete with Ohio State. So all them players that you as an OU fan, do you want mediocrity or do you want elite? I think I want elite, because elite is what's winning championships. I can't have my feelings into this. I'm a diehard. So I want players that's willing to win right now. You coming in, you focus. You're not trying to play around. You're not trying to, do what you see these immature players doing because y'all getting paid now. So there's no room for error.
It's a business. You're right. It's a business.
So that's why we said yesterday. PFL, professional league. At the end of the day, it's college still. If you don't get the grades, you don't play, but it's still professional. So at the end of the day, there is no such thing as, oh, I feel bad for that player because we recruit him. At the end of the day, if you don't pin out, I think the same thing about Tatum. I don't think he's going to pin out. I just don't. I like
what he has to offer, but
I do.
He's not going to wait around for sure.
But you've been hearing about Torrey Blaylock. You've been hearing about Xavier Robertson. You get what I'm saying? It's just like some players get it and some players don't. When Joe Mixon first hit OU, he, besides that issue that he was out the gate. You know what I'm saying? Like getting it. And I hope that we're not on that, not trying to play freshmen no more. Like I hope that is done with.
Play your best guys. I don't care how.
I hope. With the season that we have, if you are Nagy, you are looking at the season that you have. You got to have depth. You got to have elite players on elite players because you're about to play the toughest schedule that OU has probably played in a couple decades. If people just go look at our schedule right now, we literally, to be honest, we can go 9 wins and lose 3 games with the schedule that we have and still possibly make it into the playoffs.
Yeah,
that's how tough. That's how tough our schedule is.
You'll be on the edge, but I think it's a brutal schedule. 9-3, you'd be possibly.
I mean, it'd be the South Carolina situation again, and I don't think that they'll keep another SEC team out with a tough schedule like that. If you sit back and look at that, you're at Michigan, and then you all your games that you play at home with SEC teams, you're on the road. Once again, goes back to we need elite players. I want to see at least a junior or a senior receiver out there.
Yeah.
Hey,
of course, you can't go to the SEC. You can't go to the SEC because the player from the same conference can't play in the same conference that same year. They will have to sit out. I guess that's a new rule. A player can't leave the same conference. I mean, same team from the same conference.
Spring portal. It is for the spring portal.
But you need to go get about a 6'3", 6'4". You need to go get a 6'2". You know what I'm saying?
They're going to.
And I hope they do. Get a tight end. Get a tight end. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I just know that the culture is changing and people need to be prepared for it. Our team, our university is about to be a business. And this is what we asked for. We asked for it. We cried about it last year. We said they were crying and saying we weren't good enough. Now we're getting good enough and we're crying about how we're doing the players that are not good enough. That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't.
The last statement you made, maybe the best thing that you said, and I totally agree. Hey, Will,
I'm ready to win. You have a good night, man.
Hey, Jay, one thing before we get to Fit with Fry. I agree with this. Like the analogy used when Lincoln Riley left was the cupboard is bare. Then right now, fill the pantry. Stack it full. Load it up. Go to Sam's. Get everything in bulk. Okay? Bulk, big name brands, not off brands, and let's go win. Hey, Kel Pearson played at Union, Jay. We saw him play against Broken Arrow.
Yeah.
What I like about him, and I don't know, I don't know a whole lot about him. I do know he was, I think the last few years have been his director of recruiting at Air Force. He was a logistics officer. He's a flight commander. Like, I mean, there's a lot of things I like about him. And it looked like he said George Stoyer reported that as director of high school recruiting. But let's get with Fit with Fry.
And Ron, I was not on the message boards. No.
What's up, y'all?
How are you?
What's up?
Doing absolutely incredible. I'm gonna give everybody on here a little bit of insight on what Jim Nagy's building. Who did Jim Nagy come up under? First, Bill Belichick, correct?
Okay.
Who was the next guy he came up under? Pete Carroll. What is Pete Carroll known for? The most competitive practices you have ever heard of in your life. When you hear Reggie Bush and those guys, what's the other
Matt Leinart
they had? Not Matt Leinart, the other running back.
Lindell White.
Lindell White. When you hear them talk about the practices that Pete Carroll, he said that he would be challenging them beyond belief. Marshawn Lynch, when he talks about Pete Carroll, he said nobody ever challenged him like Pete Carroll did. Jim Nagy's sitting there absorbing that, watching all these great players, watching the way those practices are run. He's out there watching. He knows exactly what to look for whenever it comes to these players. the reason why I'm not worried about the roster is because we have the modern day who's the best general manager, young general up and comer in baseball, the guy who built there's a few of them, but
The
we
guy
have
that
one
built
of
the
those.
Cubs. The
We
guy that built
have
the
one of
Cubs.
those. And when you got one of those, when you got a Sam Presti, when you got one of those, you may be down for a little bit, but you ain't gonna be down for long, because talent evaluation is one of the most important insights, and knowing how people practice, watching how they move, knowing how the practices are supposed to be structured, knowing all of that stuff. When you have somebody who's been in those systems with Pete Carroll and Bill Belichick and those guys, especially Pete Carroll, when it comes to competitiveness, they said there's nothing like those practices. He's probably telling in Brent Venables' ear, get good on good every time, good on good every time, good on good every time. That's because that's what they preached. That's what he came up under, good on good. There's no, that's
And
the way it has
BB's
to
been
be.
doing that. BB's done that some.
Yeah, but when you get scared of injuries and stuff, you can't be scared of that stuff. That's conditioning. You got to can get conditioned to get hit, because in the SEC it's big boy ball. I hear a lot of people saying,
It
"Oh,
is.
take the shoulder pads off." I hear
Yeah,
people
that's
saying that crap.
ridiculous.
You have to get hit. It's conditioning. I remember getting hit over in summer, the beginning of August. You start getting hit. You're like, God dang, I'm so sore. I can't move. And you have to get used to it. If you don't get used to that, if people are lollygagging around and crying around, we got the wrong mentality. You got to hit. You got to have competitive practices. You got to have the most competitive practices, which is what I'm hearing. And Nagy coming up under, he was actually the Southeast scout for Pete Carroll whenever he was at the Seahawks. So he wasn't a coach, but even just being in that environment and
Being
being in
around
that
it.
environment,
He's
being
been around
around that.
winners. That's the main thing. He's been around winners.
How many Super Bowls was he a part of? Like 5 or 6 or something like that?
5 or 6.
Something crazy. But
Yeah.
it's incredible to see, like, just the impact that he's having in this short period of time. He's seen Otto back. I've seen that he was posting about Otto back in July, and now there's no coincidence behind it. He probably was talking to the kid before he even got to OU about the Senior Bowl next year. He was like, "Hey man, I love you, man. You're absolutely incredible. You gotta come to the Senior Bowl next year." And when you build those kind of relationships, not just with the players, but also with the agents, and they're coming to you first with these great players, it's absolutely incredible. Boomer Sooner, baby. I think that we're pretty close to being back. I'd like to see one of the big wide receivers like that last caller said.
Yeah, I'm
But we
with
get
you.
one of them. But I hear so many good things about our cornerback, that little the freshman kid. I hear nothing but amazing things. They said he moves different than anybody on the team.
I'm excited with a lot of the youngsters. I'm excited
Yeah,
with a
Now
lot.
you just have to do it on the field.
It's exciting, but yeah, just like we said, man, 9-3,
Appreciate it.
we'll cut it, but we'll hope for a little better. You guys have an amazing night, Boomer Sooner,
Hey,
baby,
you too,
and we're gonna
Fitz.
be right back at it.
Hey,
You too, Fitz.
Jay, Gabriel Bailey wants the link. Hunter, if you can drop the link one more time, he wants to speak. Hey, Jay,
I gotta say something real quick. I see Bagman's comment about BV pastor, not a football coach. So I guess you're not a big fan of Deion Sanders either. You're not a big fan of other. I mean, Dabo Swinney did. They had pretty good teams, did they not?
The Eagles have been pretty good. They had Peterson and Sirianni. They're kind of, Ryan Day. What happened to Ohio State last year was, it's similar things. Hey, Jay, I've got to say something because I saw Todd Sharp's comment about Nagy as a coach. What has Nagy done? Nagy goes out and gets the number one running back in the entire portal right now and gets a great interior offensive lineman right out of the chute. Now, I'm going to say this too. One other thing that people are not talking about Jim Nagy was an elite scouter in the NFL, the National Football League, scouter. He then gets hired in 2018 to be in charge of the Senior Bowl. To me, here's a sign of a real leader. A leader's got to go in and make changes when changes need to be made. Go look at what Jim Nagy did to the Senior Bowl when he took over. He made changes. He made changes to a long line of traditions. He said, nope, we're going to do it differently. We're going to do it this way to make it better. That
I
to
like
me is that's what Jim Nagy is bringing to OU. He's not scared to say, nope, we need better guys. Let's pack the pantry. Let's pack. People want to say pack the palace. I got a new one for you. Jim Nagy says, forget pack the palace. We're going to pack the pantry so that we can pack the palace. How do you like that, Jay?
Is your pantry packed right now?
No, I got 3 boys and they always eating.
Let me ask you this question, because this is probably, I'm going to end it on this tonight. I have a few pet peeves, but there's one that just drives me bananas. And it's, I have 3 kids too. And when I go to the store, the first thing I do is I glance in the pantry. And if the box is in there, I think we have it. I don't check. So when there's boxes of cereal, there's boxes of Cheez-Its, there's boxes of Oreos, and I don't buy them. And then I come home and it's like, you didn't buy any snacks. Well, we have snacks. No, all the boxes are empty. That's a big pet peeve of mine. So does OU have empty boxes in the pantry they need to fill up or what, Jerm?
They got some faux name brands, I think, in some areas. Hey, Jay, another thing. Every night I'm at the store, you know what and I'm almost at the store every night. You know what I always do when I'm at the store? I call home and I ask my wife.
You buy Fruity Pebbles.
Well, yeah. I ask my wife or my kids, hey, go check and see if we have milk. Even though I bought milk probably the day before, you just never can have too much milk because you're always low on it. Same thing, and a Fit with Fry was hinting at this, and it's what I'm meaning. Keep going getting dudes because you're always going to need dudes.
Hey, what kind of milk do you buy?
Great Value brand because it's the cheapest, 2%.
Have you ever had Fairlife?
I've had Fairlife, yeah.
Have you had the milk?
Yeah, I've had Fairlife milk, Jay.
You've had the regular milk?
Highlander Great Value, but I don't.
Okay. Hey, it's been good, and I know Dalpo's asking for trivia. I don't have a trivia. You got one, Jerm?
You needed trivia, and I was waiting on Gabriel Bailey to call.
You got trivia, Jerm? Jerm, do you got trivia?
I can come up with one.
If not, I'll get one, but I didn't have time to look one up tonight.
I can come up with one, and Jay, I want you to answer Todd Sharp's question.
Okay, here's my thing, and I was wanting to bring this up kind of as a topic tomorrow, and I'll kind of transition it for tomorrow while you're coming up with trivia. I would love tomorrow one of the topics to be this: weight the percentages. What's more important, GM or head coach? I know you got to have both, so don't start with me on you need both. I know that, but I'm saying what's more important in your opinion?
I think we've had this before.
Well, I don't know if we've gotten a complete topic about it, but maybe we have, but
Lane's got a trivia question. I can't tell you the author was or the any of that. That's before my time. Now I know who ran the Wishbone really well was Charles Thompson and Jamel Holloway and Lydell Carr and all those guys. I mean, there are so many you can name. I'm not sure who authored it, Jay.
Dalpo says head coach. You got trivia, Jerm, or no?
Yeah, I was trying to think of a good one, but I was trying to think of an actual football related one, Jay.
So you don't have one?
Well, I'm trying to think of one. No. You know, this is what you usually do. You turn your camera off and you go on and do something.
Well, if something comes on my mind, then I go look it up.
I stay real with the people.
Okay.
That's what I do.
I got one for you. I got one. I'm trying to think of how to word this. I can't use this trivia. I can't use this trivia. I can't.
I got an easy one. Easy. Like someone's going to get it. And 918, I'm going to really test 918 right now. Because 918 is the best trivia person I've ever seen, I've ever witnessed. I will definitely be calling 918 if I get an opportunity on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire for a phone a friend if it has to do with OU trivia. Now, here's what I'm going to say, though. Tonight, 918 may not get it. Because this is about how quick you can type. It's going to be so easy. Okay? Jay Knott, transfer, signed, delivered, University of Oklahoma from California, from the University of Cal. Who was the last transfer portal out of the University of California? And go. Got to be quick.
Transfer player out of California?
Mm-hmm. Out of the University of California.
I'm trying to think. Kyle says, Isaiah says Josiah Martin.
Was that it? The O
You
lineman?
don't know the answer and you asked the question.
That's not who I thought. Mine was an O lineman, but it wasn't Josiah Martin. Yes, Cade McToy. That's the one I was thinking of, Cade McToyer.
918 says,
Josiah Martin.
oh my
So
gosh.
Josiah Martin was most recent. There it is. Who was the first one to get it? Hunter, can you verify Josiah Martin most recent?
Jeremy, you're never doing trivia. Every time I think
you know what? You said Nico was getting $4 million. Shut it.
You've done trivia
because you asked me to,
and 4 times you don't know the answer.
Why are you having me do trivia? It's not my strength, Jay. My seat is not.
What did you just say about Nico?
You said he was going to get $4 million. You were wrong.
And Jackson Arnold's a Heisman winner. Remember that comment?
Yeah, I admitted I was wrong.
Oh, okay. So don't come at me because of a Nico thing.
I will.
When you've been wrong plenty of times.
Josiah Martin is the answer, and I think the one who got it, Gabriel, is still waiting. Hunter, I don't know if Hunter didn't drop it in or what.
I'm not sure. I don't know if there's an issue with the link or something, but yeah, let's talk about the GM stuff tomorrow night. I mean, I don't know. I think it's a mixed bag. I think you got coach and you got to have both. It's just like in NFL, in Major League Baseball, and NBA. You have GMs that do really good jobs, and then maybe a coach doesn't, and it doesn't work out. Other way, you have GMs that do okay job, and the coach is great, and it works out. So I think you need both.
Yeah.
So can't be all Hallmark trivia. That's correct. So Zayas got it. It sounds like Mike said. So yeah.
Make sure Gabe tomorrow night, early on, we'll take a call first because we're a little past time, Jay, and I don't know. I can't find the link on there. I don't know so we'll figure it out. But whatever. So whatever he's got, I'm ready to hear it tomorrow night. Also, Okie Lawn Guy's got something tomorrow night to drop. He's had a topic he wants to talk about. And Jay, GM or coach, what's most important? We'll get all that and more on Thursday night. We'll see you tomorrow night. Appreciate everyone. And we will catch you guys tomorrow night. Have a terrific Thursday, and we will see you later.